Good afternoon and welcome to the South Carolina Public Service Commission. Today is Thursday, November 20th, 2025, and it is approximately 1 p.m. We are here today for our weekly business meeting. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioners Belser, Caston, Carol E. Williams, Thomas, Vice Chair Williams, and I am Chairman Powers. Commissioner Britt is on leave today. Mr. Scarborough, if you would, please proceed with today's docket.
Good afternoon, Chair Powers, Vice Chair Williams, and Commissioners. The first order of business is to set the date of the next business meeting. Staff recommends that the next regularly scheduled Commission business meeting be set for Thursday, December 4th, 2025 at 1 o'clock p.m.
The next business meeting will be Thursday, December 4th at 1 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Today we have 17 items on the utilities agenda and 12 items on the transportation agenda. Item number 1 is in docket number 2025-240C, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
As to item number 1, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant the application of Zio Network Services, LLC and Zio Group, LLC, together the applicants, requesting number 1, the issuance to Zio Network Services, LLC, a Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity, or a CPCN, to provide facilities-based and resold local exchange and inter-exchange, including exchange access, telecommunication services within the state of South Carolina, subject to the stipulation between Zio Network Services, LLC, Zio Group, LLC, and the Palmetto Broadband Coalition. I further move that the Commission grant authority to Zio Group, LLC, to complete a pro forma transfer of certain assets, including communications, optical fiber, certain customer contracts, rights in third-party fibers, and associated telecommunications equipment to Zio Network Services, LLC, as part of an internal restructuring taking place within Zio Group, LLC. I also move that the Commission grant Zio Network Services, LLC, be granted flexible regulation of its local exchange service offerings pursuant to Commission Order Number 98-165 in docket number 97-467-C, and alternative regulation of its business service offerings pursuant to Commission Order Numbers 95-1734 and 96-55 on docket number 95-661-C, as modified by Commission Order Number 2001-997. in docket number 2000-407-C. In addition to these authorities, I move that the Commission grant waivers for the following regulations: 103-610, 103-611, and 103-631. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 2 is in docket number 2025-274E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This is a motion from Santee Cooper for leave to file supplemental testimony in an exhibit from Daniel Lee Trump, Sr.
As to item number 2, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you. Based on the reasons stated in Santee Cooper's letter requesting leave to file supplemental testimony filed on October 31st, 2025, I move that the Commission grant the request.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 3 has been removed from today's agenda. Item number 4 is in docket number 2025-285E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This is an application from Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC, for authorization under Article 13, Chapter 27 of Title 58 of the Code of Laws of South Carolina to issue and sell securities.
As to item number 4, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
As provided by South Carolina Code Section 5827-1720 and Regulation 103-823, I move that the Commission approve the application for approval to issue and sell securities filed by Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC. The Office of Regulatory Staff does not object to the request of Duke Energy Carolinas for authorization to issue and sell securities pursuant to the application. However, approval of this request does not negate the right of ORS or any other party from reviewing any debt issuances resulting from this request in the course of a future general rate proceeding, a cost recovery proceeding, or any other appropriate docket. The authorization requested herein shall replenish the authority previously granted under Commission's Order Number 2023-371, dated May 30th, 2023, and docket number 2023-88E, of which $3,650,000 has been utilized. I further move that the remaining authority granted in docket number 2023-88E is terminated and subsumed within the authority that is granted in this docket 2025-285E by commission order. So moved.
Commissioner Thomas,
Mr. Chairman,
I think you stated 3,650,000. I think it's 3,650,000,000.
I think you are correct. It's a much bigger company than I remembered.
And your motion would so reflect that.
Thank you. Appreciate
All
that.
right. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 5 is in docket number 2025-191A, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. Staff presents for your consideration the Commission's customer complaint procedures.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belson.
I move that we carry this item over.
All right. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belser, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it. The matter will be carried over.
Item number 6 is in docket number 2025-154E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
That's item number 6. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belson.
thank you. I move that the Commission approve each of the 3 stipulations and all of the terms contained therein that were entered among the parties in this docket. Specifically, I move that the Commission approve the revenue requirement stipulation among Duke Energy Progress, the Department of Consumer Affairs, the U.S. Department of Defense, and all other executive agencies, Nucor Steel, South Carolina, Walmart Incorporated, the South Carolina Energy Users Committee, and the Office of Regulatory Staff. Also, the large load stipulation among Duke Energy Progress, the Department of Consumer Affairs, South Carolina Coastal Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, Upstate Forever, and Vote Solar, Sierra Club, and the South Carolina Small Business Chamber of Commerce, and the EEDSM stipulation among Duke Energy Progress, South Carolina Business Chamber of Commerce, and the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, Upstate Forever, and Vote Solar. Although not every party was a signatory to every stipulation, none of the non-signatories opposed the stipulations. As set forth in the revenue requirement stipulation, approval of the stipulations authorizes rates to be set at a 9.99% return on equity and a capital structure of 47% debt, 53% common equity, with a cost of debt of 4.05%. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belser, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 7 appears in docket number 2009-84A, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves revised water and wastewater annual report forms filed by the Office of Regulatory Staff.
Item number 7, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Castor.
Thank you. In compliance with Commission Directive Order Number 2025-530, the Office of Regulatory Staff filed revised water and wastewater annual report forms on November 4, 2024, as ordered by the Commission. I move that the Commission accept and approve the revised water and wastewater annual report forms. submitted by the Office of Regulatory Staff and find that the annual report forms comply with the changes approved by the Commission in Directive Order number 2025-530. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 8 is in docket number ND 2024-46E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves a motion to request an allowable ex parte communication briefing and/or to establish a briefing protocol to receive updates on the Southeast Regional Transmission Planning stakeholder process resulting from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's Order Number 1920.
As to item number 8, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. On December 18th, 2024, Attorney J. Ashley Cooper of Baker Donaldson filed a letter with the Commission stating the following, and I quote, "On May 13th, 2024, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, issued Order Number 1920, which requires transmission providers to revise their open access transmission tariffs to address long-term regional transmission planning and cost allocation requirements. Order 1920 requires that transmission providers engage in a broader communication effort with relevant state entities, or RSEs, regarding certain aspects of the order. Therefore, the South Carolina Utilities respectfully request that the Commission provide a forum open to all parties of record in the Commission's hearing room at 10 a.m. on January 6, 2025. End quote. A presentation was held on January 26, 2025 in the Commission's hearing room to facilitate this request. In attendance were representatives of Dominion Energy South Carolina, Duke Energy, Santee Cooper, and South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff. On January 16, 2025, Attorney Cooper submitted a follow-up letter summarizing key concepts from the presentation and discussing potential follow-up items. The following addresses these key concepts and follow-up items. I move that the Commission acknowledge that the Office of Regulatory Staff is a relevant state entity, or RSE, for purposes of stakeholder engagement pursuant to FERC Order 1920. The Commission recognizes that ORS has been engaged in this process. I move that the Commission request that ORS work with the Commission staff and any other pertinent entities to schedule a briefing with the Commission to provide any updates and developments from the Southeast Regional Transmission Planning, or the SRTEP, process that are relevant to the state of South Carolina. We request that this briefing include updates on the SRTEP planning process, any preliminary suggestions about the relationship between South Carolina's integrated resource planning process and the SRTEP as it relates to transmission planning, recommendations for the most appropriate method and timing for ongoing updates. I so move, and I've got a comment at the appropriate time.
Well, now's the appropriate time.
May I
Commissioner
ask,
Belcher.
I think when I think and I may have processed this wrong, but I think I heard you say that the presentation was held on January 26, 2025, and I think it was actually January 6, was it not?
I meant to say the 6th.
I may have just,
Yeah, I know the
it
feeling.
might have gone through my brain
But
wrong, but anyway.
You're right, January 6th.
To the extent that it needed clarification, can it reflect that?
Absolutely.
You may
And
proceed.
My
Commissioner
comment is just that I appreciate the Office of Regulatory Staff stepping into this role and the update that we got last year, and look forward to, if there is follow-up, their presentation, as well as the utilities that have been a part of this process.
Thank you. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 9 appears in docket number 2025-316E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves setting a procedural schedule for legal briefs, proposed orders, and a commission decision concerning a petition from Pinopolis Reliability Project for a declaratory order and a request for expedited consideration of its petition.
As to item number 9, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Vice Chair Williams.
Mr. Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission adopt the following procedural schedule in this docket. Legal briefs and proposed orders filed with the commission no later than December 8th, 2025. A commission decision in this matter no later than December 18th, 2025. And a commission order issued no later than 30 days after the commission decision. So moved. And I do have a few brief comments, Mr. Chair.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioners, you know as well as I know that at times there have been questions about whether or not we should set hard deadlines for commission decisions and orders. I can imagine or understand why there are differences of opinion as it relates to setting deadlines for commission decisions and for commission orders. There's several reasons I made this motion. Namely, the petitioner asked for expedited relief. And the two parties in this matter is the petitioner and the statutory party, the Office of Regulatory Staff. And the Office of Regulatory Staff has not made comment as to whether or not they object to the commission making a expedited decision or granting relief in an expedited manner in this case. And not only that, a part of my personal experience before I got to the commission representing people in industry, I ran into situations where there may be a request for a client made to a particular tribunal or entity, and for whatever reason or another, it seemed, I'm not saying it was this way, but it seemed as if that decision was made in their own due time. And my clients would always ask me, what is taking so long? When will we get the answer? And so forth and so on. And as a young attorney, I committed myself to being, if I'm ever in a position of decision making, committing myself to being as efficient as possible when making decisions on matters that were potentially filed before me. And last but not least, when I look at the commission's mission, that is to regulate just and reasonable rates and services for the public utilities in the state of South Carolina. And then going to strategic goal 1, optimize our processes, systems, and decisions. And it's a little commentary there. For the commission to serve the public interest, it must consistently provide timely and effective decisions for the regulation of jurisdictional utilities and for the using and consuming public. So when I think about all those things, to me it makes sense to do what we can to make a decision in this matter, interpret the law. That's what the petitioner is asking. And the petitioner has laid out some of their views, if not all of their views on the matter in the petition. Would imagine in their brief they would probably do more. We've yet to hear from the Office of Regulatory Staff, but regardless of what they file, the commission's job will be to make a legal determination based on our interpretation of the law. I think that considering we also know that the petitioner plans to file a petition under the Citing Act, understanding and subject to check, understanding that it takes about 6 months for the commission to make a decision in a Citing Act case. It just seems practical to me for us to make a decision on the law sooner rather than later. And whatever that decision may be, let the petitioner know so they can do whatever they believe is best for them and serves their business interests. So just wanted to give a little bit of background related to why I'm an advocate for deadlines. Definitely, I don't think it's the big scary. I do think it will give everyone opportunity to optimize how we do business here. But at the same time, I also respect if there are differences of opinion. Mr. Chair, fellow commissioners, that's my motion. I appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Chair Powell.
Vice Chair, I would say that one thing I found as a practicing attorney, and at first I found it intimidating, was when you go to federal court, they had deadlines, they had schedules. but on top of that, it made me get my work done, and it made the case get moved. So I understand your logic behind that. Any
Chair
further
Powers.
comments? Commissioner Caston?
I too understand that. Matter of fact, my very nature is to let's get it done, hurry and get it done. But I can also say, from my personal experience in my personal life and in my private life and in my professional life, that very nature at times has not paid good dividends. My haste has caused me at times to make decisions that, had I thought through more carefully, I believe I would have made better decisions. That said, I absolutely believe it is our job, our role, to do these things expeditiously, diligently, but carefully, efficiently, and conscientiously. We received this, I believe, November 6th. That's about 14 days ago. And I think we should review this as soon as possible also. But I'm going to propose a substitute motion, not because I disagree with the sentiments that the vice chair has, but I believe it is our job to provide due diligence, care, thought, not be rushed for rushing's sake, but to make good, wise decisions based on the information. I don't have any information yet. So what I would propose is a substitute motion. Is I would move that the commission request legal briefs from the parties and interested stakeholders, file with the commission no later than December 8th, 2025. That would be my proposed substitute motion. I don't know what's going to come to us. I don't know what questions I may have, if any. But just to pick a date to force a date, I don't see the merit or wisdom to that in this particular case. I understand that they ask for expedited review, and I believe we should do our job diligently and as efficiently as we can. No two ways about it. But that's all I got to say about that.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Is there any further discussion?
Chair Powers.
Powers?
I would just like to say that, yeah, it's very, very important for us to make decisions as quickly as we can. And I definitely support that. But again, I think that we need to have more information before we make that decision. The date for the commission decision that was proposed by Vice Chair Williams was December the 18th. That's 10 days after the briefing. And we might be able to make that date, or we might not. I hope that we can. But personally, I'd like to have a little bit of flexibility. So I will be supporting Commissioner Caston's substitute motion.
Thank you, sir. Any further?
Chair
Commissioner Williams?
Powers, you all have to tell me whether this is, whether I'm framing this in an appropriate manner, but I'd like to go over a few of the facts associated with this particular agenda item. Am I allowed to do that with the substitute motion in play?
Another substitute motion?
No. I'd really just like to go back to the bigger picture and really ask.
I think we're on discussion on the substitute motion, which would be an amendment stage, so.
It's clearly, it is relevant, but I'm also opening the door for you all to say if it feels inappropriate. Once I
We
start.
accept it as
I hadn't
comment.
heard it yet.
Okay, right. So Commissioner Caston and Vice Chair Williams, the way I understand this particular docket, it is for request for a battery energy storage system. And the question is whether it is relevant under the Utility Facility Siting Act. Is that correct?
Well, the question is whether or not a battery storage constitutes a major utility facility. To bring it under the Siting Act is what I think that the issue is.
I like your reframing of what I think I tried to say.
That's correct.
Okay. And did the company indicate that their mechanical milestone deadline was August 30th of 2027?
Subject to check, that sounds correct.
Okay. Is this a novel issue?
To my knowledge, this is
commission.
the first we've had on this, such as this.
So, in the case of receiving legal briefs on the subject, is it true that we might get briefs that support a BESS, a battery energy storage system, being covered, being required to be considered under the Utility Facility Siting Act, or we may have the alternative that we would have legal briefs that argue that it is not relevant. Is that true?
Well, at this point, there are two parties to the docket. The company, or I should say, let me be more specific, Panopolis Reliability Project LLC, and the Office of Regulatory Staff. So I think three outcomes could occur. One being Panopolis Reliability Project LLC and the Office of Regulatory Staff taking the same position. One being Panopolis Reliability Project LLC and the Office of Regulatory Staff taking different positions. And one being Panopolis Reliability Project LLC taking a position and the Office of Regulatory Staff taking no position.
Are we past the intervention deadline?
I don't believe that we are.
I don't
Okay.
think we've issued
Okay.
a notice with an intervention deadline.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, if
Commissioner
I'm talking out
Belzer?
of school.
I'm listening.
I don't think that there has been a notice of filing issued or set, and there's been no intervention deadline set. And that's going to be a question I have shortly.
Well, with that as background, I am inclined to support Commissioner Caston's motion because in my mind, there are too many unknowns. I absolutely applaud the goals and the deadlines, but it seems to me there's still the flexibility, and that and we might still make those deadlines. But thank you very much. I appreciate the answers.
I think the difference would be that if we get briefs, it's in writing. If we have oral arguments, we're going to hear it. If I got a brief, I can hold it in my hand. Once that lawyer goes out the door to oral argument, I don't know that I remember what he says. So I don't know that I can respectfully support the second motion. But is any further discussion?
So
For clarity?
I do have a quick question regarding the notice for intervention. Is there a concern? Is there a desire for the commission to set an intervention date?
I did not mean to suggest that. What I was, I think because this is a novel issue, there could be interest. There's the potential for it to be more than two parties. And that was all that I was trying to
And Mr. Vice
Established.
Chair, if I could, I was gonna ask a question of your motion. I don't really feel like it's appropriate this time because we're on the substitute motion. But my question was gonna be, you've referenced that the petition, I'm gonna call in the petitioner since it's a petition for a declaratory order, and ORS are the only parties thus far. If a directive is issued today setting a schedule, could other interested parties partake in the briefing process? Because I think there might be some other parties. I'm not opposed to the schedule. I think we need to treat this as expeditiously as possible, and but I just think there might be other entities or individuals that may want to have a say.
It's very possible, and when I ask that question, and I'll raise the question, if someone has the answer, I'll welcome it. How long do you wait?
I'm sorry. How long do you wait?
How long should we wait?
Oh, okay.
The filing was made. I mean, I take the position. I mean, when you're operating in this environment, we all know that the commission files or publishes a daily activity report. We know that. We know that this was filed on November 6th. Now, I'm not saying that we won't get intervention. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that there's not interest. My question, though, is how long do we wait?
If that's a rhetorical question, or if it's a real question, if Vice Chair Powers, Commissioners, there's nothing about me that likes slow. I ran sprints. I didn't do that distance stuff. That said, not only is this a novel issue, it's not really a simple one. It's nothing to do with the concept or the idea. I think no issues there I'm aware of. Simply the process. I don't. This is said probably too often, but I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what's going to come. I don't know what's going to be provided to us. You know, there are a ton of questions running through my head right now, but I don't know whether they'll be answered or not. And if they're not, and we get the legal briefs, and there are questions that, at least in my opinion, should be asked. If they're not answered, I think that's my role. That's what I'm here for. Again, I understand that they want expedited review. I don't recall exactly when the contract was awarded or whatever. I don't think it was 2 weeks ago. Very sensitive to that concern to get this done. August 30th, 2027, that's about 2 years, less than 2 years, of course. And, you know, you can build a major facility in about that time. But that said, it could be a lead time in acquiring the units. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything beyond what was in that petition. And it did leave me with a lot of questions, me personally. So what I'm asking in this motion, I believe, is nothing novel in a sense. It's not, it's saying nothing more than provide legal briefs. We will look at it and respond expeditiously, judiciously. And that's it. But,
Vice Chair,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned there are three options. Based upon the fact that we receive legal briefs and we get intervention from other parties, our order could be that we set the matter for either a hearing or for questions to be asked. I don't see how, if that happens, how that would interfere with your motion. Again, we got to read the briefs first, and once we see what they say, I think then we still have that option, and that goes to Commissioner Caston. We still have the option at that time to vote any way we want to vote or make any decision we want to make. So I still would have to support the first motion.
I understand.
I agree with you, Mr. Chair, but I think subject to check, I think it may be important for us to just have a discussion about what the petition before us is requesting. It's just asking us to declare the law. So in terms of questions, I'm not really sure if all your questions will be answered based on what they're asking us to do. That's to determine whether or not it's a major facility under the Siting Act or not. And there are many ways to skin a cat. This is just the way I decided to skin it. And so, I don't want to waste everyone's time here because I love you, man. I love you. So you want to skin your cat one way, I want to skin mine another. Or maybe I say process a deer. Let me say that. I don't want to offend any cat lovers out there. So yeah. I think that's it.
I agree. And Chair Powers, what you said relative to, our order could do that. I think with this substitute motion, you do the exact same thing. If you want to, you can do it sooner than that. You don't have to wait to the end of the month. So you're the chair, you're a commissioner, you have your opinion. Vice chair does, and I respect them greatly. Let's move.
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
So the comment was made that we don't know if somebody else is going to want to intervene, and I agree, we don't know the answer to that. But both of the motions said you must have your briefs in by December the 8th. So to me, that kind of sets the deadline. Either you get it done by December the 8th or you don't. So both of the motions are in agreement on that one point. And I think that waiting until December the 8th, see if anybody else intervenes is fine. And we can study what comes in and make a decision.
All right. Any further discussion? Then we will proceed with a roll call vote. Commissioner Belcher.
This is going to be technical, and we're going to have to check with the chief clerk, but to the extent that this is a proceeding that would be initiated, even if it's not going, even just for the comments, we're going to have to issue some sort of notice for comments. And I think and this is going to be left up to the chief clerk on what kind of notice to issue, but I think the directive is going to be a lot of it, but I think we're going to need to empower, or does she just have that power to issue some kind of notice with regard to this, whatever the motion passes? If we, well, let me get to let's get this part done, and then I'll address that. Never mind.
But I agree with that, though.
I'm sorry. I would try that until a few minutes.
No problem.
All right. Well,
Mr. Chair, I have one last question.
certainly.
Just to make sure I'm understanding what's happening right now. Commissioner Caston, is your concern just stating December 18th and stating that we would make a decision 30 days, or stating that we would make a decision during our last business meeting for the year, scheduled business meeting for the year, and then going on to state that we would have an order issued 30 days after that decision? Is that language, that language just bothers you, or do you not want to make a decision by then? Because what you have done is essentially make a motion that's the first bullet point of my motion. And so I may vote with your motion because it's mine,
Oh,
just with two bullets cut out. So I'm trying to understand it. What's the point? Is the point like I don't want to state that? Is that it?
Yes, I don't want to state it that way, but not because I don't want to make those deadlines or that, there's some kind of, fear or doubt we won't, because I believe we need to do every single thing we do expeditiously, with care, with diligence, and just to make sure you understand that too, I took out in the proposed orders because that seemed to me a little presumptuous, but I wanted to do what you were requesting, but I honestly did not want those fixed dates. Not that if we received the briefs, couldn't say, hey, we need to have oral arguments, we need to have a hearing, which I believe we could. But if we're doing our job the way we're supposed to, I don't think we need to establish those dates unless there are some statutory requirements that we've got to have something done by then. And I don't think we should put anything off any longer than we need to. That's just the truth. That's the way I see it. So that probably didn't answer your question at all. But I don't have a problem with the majority of your motion other than those points, which is probably the majority of the motion. But
I think my point was that could be the order, is that we ask for further information. I think we stick with dates and issue our order, that even if our order just ask them for more. I mean,
well, I understand that, Chair. I don't agree, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say.
all right.
Mr. Chairman, based on that discussion, I have an amendment to Commissioner Caston's motion.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
No, I just want to amend that it would be legal briefs and proposed orders to be filed by the 8th. And I'm happy to explain that at the appropriate time.
Now's as good as any.
Okay, I don't see that as presumptuous. Legal briefs are argument. Proposed orders should not be argumentative. They should set forth very clearly what the commission is basing its decision on, the law, but it should not be argumentative. And I think that those are two separate documents. I think that we need to request parties to provide both, and that's my amendment. So I think we have to vote on the amendment first to his motion.
I can agree to that.
All right. As to the amendment, is there any further discussion? If not, we'll do a roll call vote on this. Commissioner Belser,
Aye on the amendment.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye on the amendment.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The amendment is adopted. Now, as to the motion as amended, we will start with roll call vote with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams.
I'm going to vote, but I'm going to ask a question. Do we need to address when will we address the point about the clerk's office? But do we need I just want to put the question out there. Do we need to amend the substitute motion after this? Aye.
Well, after we vote, we can't amend the substitute motion.
Well,
Okay. We can direct the clerk's office
Yeah,
separately.
internally, we can do that. All right, Commissioner Belser, on the,
I'm fine. I vote aye.
okay, and I vote aye, the motion carries.
And the clerk's in the back, she probably got all that.
That would, eliminate your motion, Vice Chair Williams.
Correct.
Mr. Scarborough.
Item number 10 is in docket number 2025-203E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
That's item number 10. Do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the commission approve the application of Duke Energy Progress LLC, DEPR the company, for approval of Demand-Side Management and Energy Efficiency Rider 17, subject to 2 financial adjustments by the Office of Regulatory Staff, or ORS, which DEP does not contest in this docket. These adjustments include the removal of expenses related to DEP's employment incentives, as well as expenses not related to demand-side management energy efficiency. DEP agrees to accept these adjustments while preserving its right to pursue recovery of certain categories of cost in future proceedings. The contested adjustment proposed by the Office of Regulatory Staff pertains to the company's multifamily new construction tariffed on-bill pilot. I move that the Commission decline to adopt this adjustment as proposed by ORS. I further move that the Commission adopt and incorporate into its order the following recommendations by ORS. The company should pursue changes to its portfolio of programs to improve actual energy savings. The company should evaluate recent increases in incentive and non-incentive cost while energy savings decreased. The company should evaluate the implications of one program, the My Home Energy Report, providing such a large percentage of total energy savings, and the company should continue to refine its forecast to ensure it does not overcollect from customers in the future. The company also should report to the Carolinas Collaborative mid-year regarding actual program spending and energy savings, along with proposed corrective action to meet program budgets and targets. The South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs made 2 recommendations, one of which was withdrawn as part of the agreement and stipulation approved by the Commission in DEP's rate case, docket number 2025-154E. I move that the Commission decline to adopt the Department of Consumer Affairs' remaining recommendation that the Commission disallow at least 25% of marketing cost requested by DEP. The Commission notes that this is the last rider adjustment prior to the next energy efficiency demand-side management mechanism review. Finally, I move that the Commission determine a hearing is not required pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated section 58-27-870F.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none,
I have a question.
Commissioner Belser.
Is this, I think that we do the mechanism review next year, but we're still currently under that mechanism. Are we sure that this is the last review under the current mechanism? Well, if we change a mechanism next year, how's that going to impact this current year, this year?
What
I
I
just
recall in the company's application, and I welcome
I know that
anybody-
there was some reference, but okay.
What I recall is that what they proposed that was in Rider 18, they would bring the mechanism to us as well, so they would be simultaneous.
I think, okay, thank you. I knew that there was a reference, but I think I just had a different thought on that, so, okay, thank you. That's it.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2025-288E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This is a request from Mr. Rodney Higgins to withdraw his complaint against Duke Energy Carolinas LLC.
That's item number 11. Do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
On November 7th, 2025, Rodney Higgins notified the Commission that he wanted to withdraw his complaint against Duke Energy Carolinas LLC because the complaint had been resolved between he and Duke Energy Carolinas. I move that the Commission grant the request of Rodney Higgins to withdraw his complaint. Clerk is directed to close the document.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Haven't heard the motion. Do I hear any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 12 is in docket number 2025-261WS, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This item involves a letter from the Office of Regulatory Staff withdrawing its petition for a rule to show cause without prejudice.
That's item number 12. Is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Castro.
I move that the commission grant the request of the Office of Regulatory Staff to withdraw its petition for rule to show cause regarding TK Solutions and Timothy W. Woolbridge. Clerk is directed to close the docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 13 appears in docket number 295-293S, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This is a motion from South Carolina Water Utilities Incorporated to dismiss the complaint from Big Track Technologies and a motion to stay all deadlines in this docket.
As to item number 13, is there a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that we carry this item over.
All right, thank you very much. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 14 is in docket number 2025-233G, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This is a request from Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for certain amendments to Commission Order number 2025-689.
As to item number 14, is there a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Thomas.
on November the 7th, 2025, Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated filed a letter request with the commission seeking an amended order correcting 1, finding of fact, and 2, ordering paragraphs in order number 2025-689 as follows. 1, the, quote, per month, end quote, in finding of fact number 8 of order number 2025-689 should be deleted because it is not accurate or supported by the evidence of the record. Finding of fact 8 currently states that the updated gas DSM rate rider would increase the bill of an average residential customer using 100 therms by approximately 14 cents per month, end quote. See order number 2025-689, page 6, section 4. As amended, the corrected finding of fact number 8 would now read, the updated gas GSM DSM rate rider would increase the bill of an average residential customer using 100 therms by approximately 14 cents. 2, ordering paragraph 5 should be deleted because the gas DSM energy efficiency fee is not new. This fee was new in docket number 2023-243G, and Dominion explained the fee by bill insert in 2023. The fee has been in existence since 2023. To require explanation again is unnecessary and likely to cause customer confusion. Ordering paragraph 5 of order number 2025-689 currently reads, DESC shall include a bill insert to all affected customers with the first billing cycle in November 2025, or as soon as practical thereafter, to explain the new DSM energy efficiency fee being assessed on the customer bills. See order number 2025-689, page 10, section 7. The Commission shall delete ordering paragraph number 5 and renumber the ordering paragraph as needed. Third, ordering paragraph number 6 should be amended to provide that the E, M, and V reports are provided in November rather than at the same time as the annual update. In order number 2024-138, issued in docket number 2023-243G, the Commission required that Dominion shall provide an annual EM&V report by November the 30th, 2023, and each year thereafter by November the 30th. It's order number 2024-138, page 11, paragraph 2. Corrected and amended ordering paragraph number 6 should read that Dominion shall provide an annual EM&V report in November 2025. As a result of this request by Dominion, I move that the Commission issue an amended order in the docket to include the following changes. 1. Adopting Dominion's proposed corrected finding of fact 8 to read, the updated gas DSM rate rider would increase the bill of an average residential customer using 100 therms by approximately 14 cents. 2. Removing ordering paragraph 5 and renumbering the ordering paragraphs as needed. 3. Amending ordering paragraph 6 to read, Dominion shall provide an annual EM&V report by November the 30th of 2025. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 15 involves setting the dates and times of the regularly scheduled commission business meetings for calendar year 2026.
As to item number 15, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
I'll read fast, so listen fast. I move that the commission adopt the following schedule for its regularly scheduled commission business meetings during calendar year 2026. January 8th, 15th, 29th, February 5th, 26th, and 26th, March 5th, the 12th, and the 26th, April 9th, 16th, and 30th, May 7th and 14th, June 4th, 11th, and 25th, July 9th, 16th, and 30th, August 6th, 13th, and 20th, September 3rd, 17th, and 24th, October 1st, 8th, and 22nd, November 5th and 19th, December 3rd, 10th, and 17th, and all meeting dates are 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time unless you change it.
All right. Well, any of these dates fall on any commissioner's birthday?
No, but it's real near one of mine.
Well, we could have cake then. All right. Is there any further discussion? All right.
2026.
No.
No,
Well, it may be, but I have
that's
25th
25th.
on mine.
Hang on.
Subject to check.
That's
June
correct.
25th is a Thursday and 26th. It's 25th.
If there's an error, I'm
No,
sure it'll
that
be
date's
pointed out.
correct.
Thank you. That's the motion.
All right. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 16 appears in docket number 2025-316E, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. This is a request from Panopolis Reliability Project LLC for expedited consideration for permission to begin initial clearing and construction of a battery energy storage system under South Carolina Code annotated section 58-33-110-7.
That's to item number 16. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
thank you. Pinopolis Reliability Project LLC intends to file an application with the Commission for Certificate of Environmental Compatibility and Public Convenience and Necessity to construct and operate a 300 megawatt battery energy storage system facility in Berkeley County, South Carolina. On November 14, 2025, Pinopolis requested expedited consideration of its request for Commission permission to begin initial clearing and construction of the facility. South Carolina Code Section annotated 58-33-110 subsection 7 vests the Commission with authority where justified by public convenience and necessity to grant permission to a person who has made application for a certificate under section 5833-120 to proceed with initial clearing, excavation, dredging, and construction. Provided, however, that in engaging in such clearing, excavation, dredging, or construction, the person shall proceed at his own risk, and such permission shall not in any way indicate approval by the Commission of the proposed site or facility. I move that the Commission grant the request of Pinopolis Reliability Project LLC for permission to begin initial clearing and construction pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Section 58-33-110-7. In accordance with that code section, Pinopolis is advised and cautioned that should Pinopolis proceed with initial clearing, excavation, dredging, or construction, that it does so and proceeds at its own risk. Further, this action by the Commission to grant the request for initial construction work in advance of a determination on the application does not in any way indicate approval by the Commission of the proposed facility, site, or project. Or project site facility, I think is the terminology from the statute. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Belcher. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belcher, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 17 is in docket number 2025-253E. This item involves correspondence from Sumter County and TOS SC Solar One LLC regarding the public hearing in Sumter County.
As to item number 17, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair Williams.
Mr. Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission request the lawyers for the parties in this docket participate in a phone conference to select a date for a public hearing in Sumter, South Carolina that accommodates all their schedules. I further move that the commission set Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025 as the deadline for lawyers to notify the commission of their mutually agreed upon public hearing date. Finally, I move that the commission instruct the chief clerk to schedule a date for the public hearing if the lawyers for the parties cannot work together to schedule a mutually agreed upon date. So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion?
Chair Powers?
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. Vice Chair Williams, does your motion contemplate the parties working with the chief clerk and we're also working with the commission's schedules?
I really don't know how to answer that. What do you mean?
Well, when I read the first sentence of your motion, as I heard it, it really talks about the lawyers for the parties participating in a phone conference to select a date that accommodates their schedules, all their schedules. I'm just asking, how does this motion reflect the commission's schedule?
Well, I think the way that I see this working is that if the motion passes, the lawyers are going to schedule a phone conference, and they're going to work through the issues that they put in their filings. I'm sure you read the filings with the differences of opinions on dates, right? And I would hope that the gentlemen could work together to come to agree on a date, and then they would notify our chief clerk, and then our chief clerk would notify us, and then that date would appear, or that item would appear on an agenda, and then the commission would vote on it.
So when the attorneys notify the chief clerk, that would be the opportunity for her to identify whether there were any challenges associated with the commission's ability to meet the proposed date and time.
That's what I would think.
Okay. Thank you very much for the clarification.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belcher.
thank you. I would like to propose an amendment that after picking up where Commissioner Carol Lee Williams left off, that after the part of accommodating their schedules, that we add and the commission's schedule to the end of that statement.
Vice Chair, is that acceptable?
Well, it's not really a friendly amendment.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I understand what you're saying, but for the sake of not being confused, when you say accommodate the commission schedule,
Well,
Could you
I'm
could
just
you
talking
flesh
about
that out a
fits
little
in
bit?
the commission schedule. We've already got some things noticed during the month of January, and it just needs to fit into the commission schedule. I mean, if they pick a date, we've already got something scheduled. We're not going to bump something previously scheduled to accommodate their date.
So they would need a date that did not conflict with our existing schedule.
Well, and you know, there could be something scheduled tomorrow before there could be other things that is not even existing. It could be between now and the time if they come up with a date. I had not thought of any of this, but until Commissioner Williams brought it up. But I mean, it needs to, I reckon, fit into the schedule. I don't know
maybe
how you
maybe
wanna
I'm
word
giving
it.
the lawyers too much credit. But considering that our calendar is posted online, and they work with our chief clerk on scheduling matters, and when I say they, not necessarily the lawyers in this particular case, but generally speaking, the lawyers that appear before the commission, my understanding is that they have a pretty good working relationship with our chief clerk. And so again, I may be assuming too much, but if that language makes you feel better, then of course I will accept it as a friendly amendment.
Vice Chair, and I'm not about to take the bait on that lawyer part, but I do think if we added at the end of that first sentence and the commission's schedules, it would remove, I guess, all doubt or question as to whether
or not the lawyers would look at our calendar, select a date where there's something scheduled, and then demand that we have the public hearing on that day.
I thought of 1,000 comments when you made that first one, but I knew I wasn't going to make them. So, no, yes, sir. I think this would just simplify it.
Roger that. I will accept it as a friendly amendment.
Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
All right. Since we now have a motion with a friendly amendment, I don't think it will only require one vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission.
Thank
Moving on to the motor carrier agenda. In Part A, there are 7 applications for new Class C certificates that the commission can address together. All commissioners are eligible to vote on these applications. Item A1 is in docket number 2025-297T. This is the application of Bonsante Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A2 is in docket number 2025-299T, which is the application of Comfort Way Transport LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A3 is in docket number 2025-301T. This is the application of Anch Druvi LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A4 is in docket number 2025-309T. This is the application of DBC Transports LLC for a Class C charter bus certificate. Item A5 is in docket number 2025-311T. This is the application of Adams Premium Rides LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item A6 is in docket number 2025-301T, which is the application of Walter Brown doing business as About to Pull Up Taxi Services for a Class C taxi certificate. And item A7 is in docket number 2025-301T. This is the application of Here and There Cab Service for a Class C taxi certificate.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. As to items A1 through A7, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Cast.
I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in agenda item numbers A1 through A7 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. Directive order will be issued in each docket granting the motor carrier's application. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Williams.
It may have been my ears, but on item 6 and 7, were those dockets 2025 312T and 2025 313T? Okay, thank you for the
Yes,
clarification.
thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part B of the transportation agenda, there is one request to amend a certificate, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. Item B1 appears in docket number 2015-35T, which is a request from Simmons Moving LLC, doing business as College Hunks Moving, to amend Class E Household Goods Certificate number 9817-A to read, Justin Moving LLC, doing business as College Hunks Junk Hauling and Moving.
As to item B1, is there a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission grant the request of Simmons Moving LLC, doing business as College Hunks Moving, to change its name and to amend its Class E Household Certificate number 9817-A to read, Just In Moving LLC, doing business as College Hunks Junk Hauling and Moving.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part C of the transportation agenda, there is one request to reinstate a certificate, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. Item C1 is in docket number 2024-181T, which is a request from Robert L. Mitchell Jr. to reinstate Class C taxi certificate number 9952.
As to item C1, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
On July 8, 2025, the Office of Regulatory Staff reported that Robert L. Mitchell, Jr., who applied for and received authorization from the Commission, reinstating its Class C taxi certificate number 9952, failed to comply with applicable Commission regulations within 90 days from the date of Order Number 2025-180, granting reinstatement, which was June 19, 2025. Order number 2025-180 provided that Robert L. Mitchell, Jr. must complete the compliance certification process with the Office of Regulatory Staff. The motor carrier had up to 90 days to complete the certification process and reinstate certificate number 9952 by 1, maintaining and providing proof of insurance to the Office of Regulatory Staff, and 2, paying all license and registration fees, as well as providing the other information required by ORS. Mr. Robert L. Mitchell, Jr. did not complete the certification process by June 19, 2025. Mr. Robert L. Mitchell, Jr. filed a request for reinstatement of certificate number 9952 on October 29, 2025. Subject to the completion of these certification requirements by Robert L. Mitchell, Jr., I move that the Commission grant the request of Robert L. Mitchell, Jr. for reinstatement of Class C taxi certificate number 9952. Clerk's office is instructed to administratively reopen docket number 2024-181T. 90 days from an order issued and served today granting a second opportunity for reinstatement means that the motor carrier, Robert L. Mitchell, Jr., has until February 19, 2026 to provide proof of insurance, pay all registration and license fees, and provide ORS with all required information and forms. Otherwise, this order will be null and void. The motor carrier, Robert L. Mitchell, Jr., has the ability to request an extension of time if needed from the Commission for additional time to comply. A request for additional time from the Commission to complete certification process must be made before the 90-day period expires, at which time the order is null and void. Additionally, the motor carrier is reminded and cautioned that it cannot lawfully operate within the borders of South Carolina until a reinstated certificate is received. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motions, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part D of the transportation agenda, there are two requests to suspend certificates which the Commission may address together. All commissioners are eligible to vote. Item D1 is in docket number 2016-258T, which is a request from Angel Taxi LLC to suspend Class C taxi certificate number 9192 for 12 months. And item D2 appears in docket number 2025-31T, which is a request from W&R Transportation LLC to suspend Class C non-emergency certificate number 10001 for 12 months.
As to item D1 and D2, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the commission grant the request for suspension of the motor carrier's Class C certificate in agenda item number D1 and number D2 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued in each docket granting the motor carrier's request for suspension.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motions, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part E of the transportation agenda, there is one request for an extension of time, and all commissioners are eligible to vote. Item E1 appears in docket number 2025-27T. This is a request from Touched by Angels LLC for an additional 3-month extension of time to comply with commission rules and regulations.
As to item E1, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair Williams.
Mr. Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission grant the request of Touched by Angels Transportation LLC for a second extension of time until February 5th, 2026 to comply with commission rules and regulations. So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Thank you all for joining us today. With the eve of the holidays upon us, please be generous, be kind, be the things you most admire most in the people you love and respect. And I wish you every blessing. We're adjourned.